Welcome to the Fire Rescue Wellness Podcast Spotlight, where we revisit take-home messages and shine a light on previous FRW podcasts in 10 minutes or less. I'm Lex, AZ's right and left-hand woman, and I churn out these mini episodes for her. Let's go.
You might be actually wondering right now, Annette, you're a firefighter, a career firefighter, and you do strength and conditioning, and I know you have a business. What in the actual F were you doing at a neurosports conference? And also, you just said 4th annual. Oh, I guess I didn't tell you. I've been to all 4 of the 4 annual neurosports conferences. I'm kind of an addict. Once you start, you can't stop. But I tend to go to a lot of events and trainings and even present at events and trainings where people actually say like, hey, we're really glad you're here, but what are you doing here? You're a firefighter and a strength and conditioning coach. Like, why are you at the ISSN, the International Society of Sports Nutrition? They don't really understand why I'm there. And they're very welcoming, but they're just kind of like, oh, that's interesting. But let's back it way, way, way up to the early 2000s. I kind of made a list on my Instagram post of some really weird trainings that I have attended. And the first one that I can remember, I went to a half-day class presented by the United States Secret Service on threat assessment. And I think that was around 2000. I wasn't a law enforcement officer. I wasn't even a firefighter at that time. I was a personal trainer. But it was the most interesting class maybe I had ever attended to date and possibly have ever attended. Super interesting class. I learned so much. Also in the early 2000s, I attended certification courses for both USA Track and Field and USA Weightlifting. Now, granted, I was coaching track and field part-time back then, but I wasn't a track and field coach by any means. But those 2 courses taught me so much that I'd never even considered before. I took kind of a break from training for, I call it my decade of darkness and despair. So fast forward to 2014, I went to the NSCA hockey clinic. And again, I was training one hockey player, but the fact that I went to a hockey clinic when I'm really not a hockey coach or a hockey strength and conditioning professional kind of gave people pause. They're like, oh, hey, welcome. Oh, you're a firefighter? That's weird. So the year after that, I actually went to the ISSN, the International Society for Sports Nutrition Conference. And same thing, everyone was so welcoming. But again, like, hey, what are you doing here? And so, and same thing with neurosports, same thing. But what I'd like you to consider is that in my experience, I learned more that I could take home and use and apply to firefighting and apply to strength and conditioning. I learned more at those conferences where I didn't belong than I ever learned at conferences where people would go, oh, I get it. I understand why you're here. And so this concept I want to talk to you a little bit about today. I think in most careers, they just call it the silo effect. Everyone gets into their little silo, and those silos become echo chambers. And when you're in an echo chamber, everyone's kind of just agreeing with what you're saying or a version of what you're saying. And really, there aren't any greatly innovative ideas. No one, people fight on the internet, of course, all the time. Just go over to Twitter and throw out, I think the best way to strength train is 3 sets of 10, and you'll have 500 people arguing with you within 30 seconds. But really and truly, we get in these silos, we get in these echo chambers, and we start to lack innovation. And so I would like to encourage you to consider stepping out of your comfort zone and attending a class or attending a training that maybe doesn't on paper make a whole lot of sense. The other thing I'd like you to consider is, yes, most of us need continuing education credits for whatever credentials we possess. We need them in the fire service. We need them for EMS. I need them for nutrition now. I forgot to mention that. Not only am I an attendee of the ISSN and the Neurosport Societies, I'm also certified by both of them, and I've also presented at both of their conferences. So really and truly, you can transition from not belonging or feeling like you don't belong to literally finding a tribe.